When you embark on a spiritual journey, life often throws unexpected challenges your way, like yanking the rug from beneath your feet. It might seem like everything's falling apart, making you question your worth as a human being. Some even say, "Ever since I started meditating, my life has taken a nosedive." Surprisingly, this is a positive sign. You're making progress. Think about it. If your life improved in every worldly aspect, would you have even chosen this path? Probably not, let's be honest. Most people turn to the spiritual path when their lives are in shambles, seeking answers. You're ahead of those who don't yet realize their lives are a mess. Now, the reason things go awry in your life while on this spiritual journey is because of your meditation and practice. These practices bring up not just past life karma, but also from this life's experiences. It's all surfacing, but you've learned how to handle it. No matter what life throws at you, you don't break down, get upset, or lose your temper like you used to. Instead, you calmly ask, who is experiencing this? Soon you'll realize it's your ego, not your true self. This realization brings happiness. When you're happy and haven't reacted, that experience is done with. The reason experiences repeat in your life is because you react to them. Imagine going home tonight to find your house in ashes. If you say, "I am consciousness, I am the ultimate reality expressing as bliss," and then ask, "To whom does this come?" you'll find peace. You'll understand that this too shall pass. You might even discover you had insurance, and the payout exceeds the house's worth. You'll have to move somewhere else, but you'll find more happiness there than before. In essence, everything is working in your favor. Nothing is against you. Always keep this in mind. No matter what you're going through, even when it seems like a negative situation, it's actually a hidden blessing. It may sound unusual, but it's true. It's a blessing in disguise, believe it or not. If you handle it in the right way by not reacting, it will transform into something incredibly beautiful, something you can't even imagine. I can guarantee you this. However, if you react to it, you might win momentarily and get your point across, but it won't last. You'll find yourself facing similar situations repeatedly, maybe with different people, and you'll wonder why you're suffering so much. The choice is yours then. Whom will you follow today, God or materialism? God, in this context, represents consciousness, while materialism symbolizes the world. Your only true freedom lies in making this choice. If you turn inward and recognize your true identity, you'll find security. If you align yourself with the world's sorrows, you'll keep experiencing sorrow indefinitely. So begin your day by reminding yourself that you are not just your body or your experiences, you are consciousness, manifesting as pure awareness and bliss. Then, when an undesirable situation arises, ask yourself, to whom does this come? To me. Who is this me? I am. Dive into this, I am, and trace it back to its source. That source is the statement you just made to yourself. I am consciousness, expressing as pure awareness, resulting in bliss. In that source, there is no personal I. Nothing is happening there. Everything is perfect, unfolding as it should. That source is you, and you are the universe. An important concept to keep in mind on your path to awakening and finding inner peace is the use of certain statements, either to yourself or out loud, to aid in the awakening process. One such statement is, I am consciousness, I am consciousness. Take a moment to contemplate what this truly means. When you say, I am, you are not referring to your physical self. You are referencing omnipresence. And when you say consciousness, you are also alluding to omnipresence, to the self. It's akin to saying God, God, God. I am consciousness conveys the same profound idea. All these words are synonymous and represent the same essence. Now, what exactly is consciousness and what does it signify? We often hear the phrase, everything is consciousness. Does that mean you are consciousness? At first glance, the way you appear may not seem like consciousness, but you are indeed consciousness. The term consciousness implies a power that is aware of itself, not of you as an individual. It is self-aware. When you comprehend the depth of this, you realize that consciousness is another term for pure awareness. Pure awareness is consciousness. Think about the word awareness. It signifies being conscious of something. and in this case you are conscious of being consciousness. All these words are interchangeable. There is only consciousness as pure awareness, and I am that. When said with the right understanding, this realization can immediately awaken you to some extent. Now, when you recognize that you are consciousness as pure awareness, it equates to bliss. Here's another word to contemplate: bliss. I am consciousness as pure awareness, expressing as bliss. This is profound. It's like handling dynamite. If you say these words with sincerity, you will transcend your ordinary self. Think about it. I am consciousness as pure awareness, expressing as bliss. Bliss is synonymous with consciousness and awareness. These concepts can't be precisely defined, they can only be experienced. When you realize that you are bliss, you are no longer identified with the body. You become something entirely different. People may see you as a body, but you know you are not the body. You experience something so extraordinary that in the beginning stages, you might find yourself crying and laughing simultaneously. The body reacts. It expresses bliss. Every cell in your body becomes a vessel of bliss. Bliss is your true nature. Consciousness is your true nature. Pure awareness is you. As you contemplate these ideas, something within you starts to shift. I am consciousness, total awareness, expressing as bliss. So what does this realization do to you as a human being? It transcends your human experience. It elevates you beyond the realm of the relative world and into reality. There is no easy way to explain this to your friends. In fact, they might perceive you as eccentric and choose to distance themselves from you. But perhaps you never really needed those friends in the first place. You begin to identify with the foundation of existence, no longer merely a part of the world of effects. As you are aware, the world we live in is a world of fleeting effects, where nothing remains permanent. To be too closely identified with this world is to invite suffering. To discover the truth is to experience bliss. Regardless of what you may acquire in this world, suffering persists. As long as you cling to the belief that you are the body-mind concept, suffering is inevitable, if only because of the inevitable process of aging and decline. From the moment you are born, you start the journey towards eventual demise. Hence, it is unwise to be content with a purely material existence. In this world, true happiness cannot be found in external things. It's only when you discover your true identity that genuine happiness and joy begin to flow through you. You don't have to wait until you reach self-realization. Even if you believe you are the body, simply understanding that there's something greater, something higher, something more beautiful, can start making you feel better. It's about disidentifying with the world, mentally disengaging from your worldly attachments. This doesn't require leaving your job, your family, or making physical changes. It's a mental shift. For instance, let's say you really love your job. You've been dedicated to it for 15 years. As long as you love your job, something will eventually happen to challenge your attachment to it, and suffering may follow. However, if you recognize that your current work is part of your karma, or it's where you find yourself, but you are not that work, you are consciousness appearing as total awareness and expressing as bliss, a transformation occurs. Your job becomes smoother and more fulfilling than you can imagine. You're no longer thinking, I love my job. You are beginning to realize that you embody love itself. Love just exists, independent of your job or any external factors. You become happy, not because of your job, your possessions, or your desires, but because you recognize that happiness is bliss, consciousness is happiness, and consciousness is all there is. Everything falls into place. So, you don't need to make physical changes or ponder whether to stay or leave or be with this person or not. All you need to do is remember who you are. Isn't it astonishing? All you have to do is identify with your true nature and everything will naturally align. The journey begins in your own mind. When you wake up in the morning, make this statement to yourself. I am consciousness appearing as total awareness, expressing as bliss. Avoid excessive focus on your body, work, home, or anything related to the personal I. Instead, elevate your thoughts. Your mind will naturally come to rest in the heart, and you will experience bliss continuously. You don't need to overthink, you simply need to remember. When you say, I am consciousness, you are speaking the truth about yourself. In contrast, when you say, I am Carl, Jane, Jim, or Julia, you are telling a lie about yourself, one that further entangles you in materiality. When you affirm, I am consciousness, and ponder it for a while, you start to feel good for no apparent reason. You might have experienced setbacks, but you still feel good. A loved one may have passed away, and yet you feel good. It's a spiritual kind of goodness. When you feel this way, you develop profound compassion for everything and everyone. Humans, animals, plants, minerals, they are all the same, all expressions of consciousness. Eventually, you realize that the entire universe is none other than yourself. I am is the universe. From that moment on, you understand that whatever you give to the world, you are giving to yourself. If you give love, you are loving yourself. If you give hate, you are hating yourself. As you progress on this path, you become kinder, more loving, and more compassionate. So when a family member passes away, you are filled with immense compassion and love, and you extend support to the grieving family members. This isn't about not caring, it's about understanding. You give of yourself completely because you are the self of all. There is only one self, and that self is consciousness, pure awareness, and bliss. All these words are synonymous, representing the same truth.